let's take a look at purl decreases. I've got a chart here that's got some sections that have purl decreases in them. And the sections I circled, I'm going to draw the symbols bigger here. If you look right here, you'll see it has this and then that. Well, this you might recognize as one symbol that's possible to be knit two together. And to make that into a symbol for purl two together, you just add a dot, which is the purl symbol, or sometimes they add the dash for the purl symbol. On this side, I've got left slanting decreases, so that would be SSK. Remember, another version of SSK would be that, showing the two legs of the stitch. To make that into a purl, you just add the purl dot. So SSK, SSP. And you might see variations of that, but they'll all be a version of the SSK symbol, the left slanting decrease. So here's the knit versions, two options, and two options for the purl versions. So you can see the only difference between SSK and SSP is adding that purl symbol. Same thing on the knit side. So let's take a look at how to do those. On this chart, you can see these are at the end of a repeat where there's a column of purls and the rest of back is some kind of stockinette stitch. So I've got my swatch set up the same way. But these would work the same even if it was just doing them on a whole section of purls. So I'm going to move my chart out of the way and I'm going to show you how to knit those. So we're going to come across here up to this purl column, and now I'm going to do purl two together. So that's really easy. Bring my yarn to the front and then take my right needle and stick it into those two stitches, just like I was making one purl, but I go into two together, wrap the yarn, pull it through, and I've got a purl. Now I'll knit a couple more so I can show you what it looks like done. And see, brings those purls up onto the needle is a purl. So that's just doing it as a simple purl two together. In the round, it works simply and you're on the right side already. If you're working back and forth, a lot of times you'll be doing a purl decrease to create a certain look on the other side of the fabric, on the knit side. And these also slant left and right as knit decreases do. But when you're looking at the purls, you can't really see that because you just see the purl bumps. It's when you look at the other side of the work you can see that it slants. So for what we're doing here, it doesn't really show the left or right slanting decrease because the purl is going to be on the right side. Now here I'm going to do SSP, and I'm sorry, SSP, that's right, slip, slip, purl. I don't like to say it that way because that doesn't include the whole definition. It's slip one, knitwise, slip one, knitwise. And then put the two stitches back onto the left needle, then bring your yarn in front and go into those two stitches from left to right in the back, that's the tricky part, and then purl them together. So again, it's a purling decrease that creates a purl texture, and it just moves the stitches around in a little different way than plain purling two together. But if you look at it on the back, you can see one slants one way and one slants the other way. So it is making a difference in the way the stitches move on the fabric, even though you can't see the slant as clearly when you're looking at the purl side of the fabric. So what's with all those SSPs, SSs? Well, just like a SSK, you could do this purling two together without the SS part. And what it does is the same thing, but it twists the stitches. So you just, here I have put the stitches back on the needle in their normal orientation, and I'm just going to go purling two together through the back loop. So again, in the back of those stitches, I come from the left to the right with my right needle and then just purl them and then continue along my way. And when I look back, I can't really see that it's twisted. So you might want to do that in this case because it's not showing the twist. What happens is, again, if you're working on the purl side of a fabric on a project that goes back and forth and you look at it, if you look here, you can see here we have a regular stitch, and here the legs of the stitch cross where I did that twisted decrease. But because it's on the wrong side of this project, you can choose either one.